It's practically warm outside there now. One thing about having this gizmo, sometimes it tells you things you don't want to know. Dennis took the dogs out before we went to bed last night, and it was 14.4 degrees. I don't know that he wanted to know that. Anyway, so it's Tuesday. The 9th, I guess. I don't have my glasses on. But I'm making tea for Dennis and coffee for me. I'll be back. Good morning. Dennis told me when he went to bed, it was 16 degrees yesterday. So he took them out for when I went to bed at the coldest part of the night. I'm Barbara. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you all so much for your companionship throughout this whole corona thing. I'm maybe getting to the point where I have to have another news hiatus. The COVID news is not good. Apparently the AstraZeneca vaccine does not work against the new South African strain, so they've stopped administering them in South Africa. So that's too bad. And anyway, I don't want to depress you. We had a really, really nice day yesterday. The girls and Dennis and I went to a park we don't usually go to, but they had shoveled the walkways, so that was nice, and we were able to take a nice little walk. It was over near the health food store, so Dennis and I ran in and got a few things. Dennis has got a yogurt going. And then I ran out and stocked up from the state store, so any more snowstorms come, I'm all set. And I ran to the little grocery store next door and got more cucumbers because we will be making more pickles today. I know, we just made pickles, but we made 3 jars of pickles. One of our jars is already gone. And we ended up putting a jalapeno in it. We were very careful to not over jalapeno any of the jars, but I am a little bit concerned that they're going to end up a little too spicy for me. So I bought poblanos for the next batch, which will give them a peppery taste without too much heat. It may not be enough heat, and it may be, maybe, because really it was the heat that I was going for, the sweet and heat. I don't know. Maybe we'll combine one of our old jars with our new jars. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're prepared. So I went to the store by myself, just our little close grocery store, which is so handy. And then I went and got Aura. And we had a lovely musical evening. We listened to some piano concertos while we were eating our sloppy joes, which were delicious. And then we listened to Mozart's 40th Symphony and his Requiem. The ice cream was ready. Dennis made homemade ice cream. Was ready, so we had dessert during the Requiem. And then we had a little bit of Carmina Burana on our CD player before Dennis took Aura home. So that's nice. And I started the second book of Miss Fortune, the Louisiana book that I finished the day before. The second one was borrowable in the library, so I borrowed it, but I'm only partway through it. And it's very light reading, very light reading. But that's how I spent my evening. I did a little tiny stitching in the morning, a little bit on my dragons. And I would have stitched. Christy has new patterns that are coming out very soon that she found a book of 16th century lace designs. She's calling them Elizabethan lace, although she says that's technically probably not correct because the books are probably German, not English. So Elizabeth was reigning in England at the time. But Elizabethan is a time. But maybe it's only a time in Great Britain. I don't know. Anyway, so I thought she had sent me one of her patterns to try, but I didn't find it in my emails, and I texted her, but she was apparently not waiting with bated breath for her mother to text her. So I didn't get to try one of those, but so she's turned these lace patterns, which are really wonderful, into cross stitch patterns. And so I wanted her to send me one because I wanted to try it. But I'll nag her again, or she probably has done that, or will do it this morning when she sees my text. Because I want to try them. They remind me in a little bit of the same style as the Dragons of Sumatra, which is what I'm interested in doing. Although she's doing these in, she said, 3 colors that are very related. 3 very related colors. Well, I have to be digging out my embroidery flosses and deal with colors now too, because I'm going to revamp my colors for my bookshelf, and I have to do that before Sunday. Well, I may not, depending on the weather, but so I'm trying a new coffee. I do have cream in it. We went to that health food store, and as we were checking out, there was and I get my coffee normally at that store. And I did get some of my regular coffee, but they had a thing, organic, free-grown co-op coffee that they were selling. I'm like, oh, let me try this. And I grabbed the Ethiopian coffee. Now, and it wasn't until we were all paid for and checking out and I was putting it in the bag, I realized it was ground, not beans. Because I usually grind my own beans. So I thought, well, it's ground. Let me just try it and use it and see what I think. I don't know what I think. It's a distinctive taste, very distinct from what I've been drinking. Yeah, I think I like it. But it's very interesting. Ethiopian. Now, I've been a big fan of African coffees because Kenya Double A used to be my favorite. Then I was drinking Tanzanian pea berry. And then, I lost my online sources because I wanted to stop going to Amazon, and so I couldn't get them without going to Amazon. And then Amazon didn't even have them, what I had been having. So it turns out I like this coffee from this little store, which is better. I don't want to be buying it online. It's better to buy it from the little local health food market. It is a chain. I think they have, 4 or 5 of them. But it's a little regional health food chain. And so I'm much happier buying it from them than online. But it's a blend, and I don't know. It's called Three Sisters. My flavor is called Three Sisters. But I don't know where the coffee's from. But I bought it locally, but it's not a local company. It's Kicking Horse Coffee, and it's roasted in Canada. Oh my gosh, 10-ounce bag. These used to be a pound. Oh, here we go. So the Three Sisters are a trio of towering Canadian Rocky Mountains. We pay homage to these powerful peaks and with a triple punch of light, medium, and dark roasts. Great taste has new heights. And the beans are from Indonesia, Central and South America. So I've moved continents, apparently. But these are fair trade. Well, that's what I saw. Fair trade, something, something on that other Ethiopian coffee. And it's organic. Anyway. I know. It's not like I'm showing you stitching. But anyway, Kicking Horse Coffee. This is my everyday coffee. 10 ounces. Holy cow. Not cheap. It's not cheap coffee, especially if I'm getting 10 ounces. But the silver lining to the smaller bags that everything is in anymore is one bag fits in the hopper of my grinder perfectly. So there's that. Anyway, I'm still going to buy it, and I like it. You know. Ethiopian. Now I'm enjoying the Ethiopian now, too. And I do like me some African coffee. So I might check out that display again and be more careful to get beans, not ground. Although, I was going to say, although it's nice to have it ground so I could try it without emptying my grinder and all that. But I do have a hand grinder where I can grind 1 cup. So I could have done that. Anyway, I'm having coffee today in my Tui mug. I did very little stitching. I have no stitching to talk about. I am thinking that I'm going to work on my sweater today. I'm thinking, did I tell you I'm thinking about doing the sleeves next before I continue down the body, just because it's a long tunic sweater, and you know, when you're doing the sleeves, you're kind of throwing it around, and you know, not throwing it, but you know, you're manipulating the whole thing, and so it would be easier to have less bulk when I do the sleeves. So I'm thinking about doing the sleeves, and I'm thinking about doing the collar too, because then when I try it on, it'll give me a better idea, you know. But also, then I will know exactly how much yarn I have left to do the body, and I can base my decision of how long I want to make it with more information. Because I have a tendency to stop on the body maybe a tiny bit sooner than I might want to, just because I want to make sure I have enough yarn for the sleeves. So my plan is to do the sleeves, do the neck, and then the only thing I have left is the body. And then I can make my decision about the body based only on desire. Unless I run out of yarn. And then I'll know. But I'll use up all the yarn in that case rather than whatever. So I just got a message on my phone from Chrissy saying she didn't send me the pattern, but she will today. So I will be getting my, since my table's all clear, since we had dinner last night, I will be getting my flosses out, and I will be revamping my color scheme for my library. It's important to get a good color scheme, because if I just decided to do next year's, you know, library, I have to use the same colors, or it wouldn't be any point putting them side by side to like see the difference in what happened during the year, right? If they're not the same colors. I think while I'm at it, I am going to replace, I have one book in the rooster colorway, which I feel like is really out of place. Now, but I'll go back and look when I look at my colors as the temperatures change. It could be that that rooster book is out of place because we had one really warm day. And the rooster itself is not out of place in the progression of colors. It's just, look what happened that day. And if that's the case, we'll keep the rooster because it is wool. And we'll keep the rooster where it is. If it's not so out of whack temperature-wise, I may replace the rooster and redo that one book and save rooster for a warmer day because it's kind of an orangey color. So that could be the summer, one of the summer colors. I never knew there was so much to think about, but Christy does, put suggestions and, in the pattern so that you don't have to do it all on your own like me. Anyway, did I just tell you she just sent me a message that she didn't send the pattern yesterday, but she will today. So I did just say that, right? See, I do that. Dennis hears that all the time. Did I just tell you? He said yes or no, depending. But, I can't even remember 3 minutes ago, because it would have been literally 3 minutes ago. I think I didn't tell you now. I've told you twice. I do that all the time. Because I can't remember if I say it out loud or I just think it. I have no idea if that's something new for me or if I've always been like that. Christy might know. Yeah, I like the Ethiopian coffee. But it's got a whole other taste thing going on. Interesting. Maybe I'll make my next one black. I'll see. So that's it for today. So I will be getting an Elizabethan lace pattern today. Am I really going to kit up another cross stitch? I think I will. So I think I'm going to grab all my, because I have a ton, you know me. Every time I start something, I start accumulating things. A ton of flosses. So I'm going to get my flosses out. I'm going to reorganize my library, throwing away my restriction on having it be part of my Advent. I'm going to take all those silks that I don't think I want, and I will package them up and send them to Christy and kit up an Elizabethan lace pattern. I don't think they're very big. I think they're going to be small little, like two dragons facing each other or things like that, roosters or, whatever the motifs from the Elizabethan times were. So that's going to be fun. And I can kit that up too and start that and see what I think. Those are cross stitch. And I think I'm going to be starting working on my sleeves. So I will leave it at that. So I will be working on my floss situation and my Elizabethan lace and maybe my dragon and my sleeves. That's my plan for today. We will be walking the dogs. We'll probably go back to that park from yesterday. And I don't plan to really go out again until Thursday or Friday. Ora needs a haircut, and I guess Dennis's brother Gary is taking her out to lunch on Saturday for her birthday. He won't be joining us for her birthday dinner. He is a little bit antisocial. He's a lovely guy with a very dry sense of humor, a really nice man. But he doesn't, it's got to be a really super special occasion for him to join the family. You would think his mother's 90th birthday, but he's taking her out to lunch, and that'll be that. He doesn't want to see us, so that's okay. It's okay. We saw him in November. Anyway, so I, last night I said, hey, I think it's about time for you to get a haircut. She says, oh yeah, I need a haircut before Saturday. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'll be going over Thursday or Friday afternoon and cut her hair and hang out with Aura. And then Sunday is her birthday, Valentine's Day. And Dennis will be making her coquille Saint-Jacques for her dinner. So she'll love that. She was very excited. And Kim will come. And we'll have Dolly Parton night on her birthday. So that's the plan for now. I also wanted to let you know that Valerie has scheduled a Zoom knitting meeting for February 20th, which is Saturday, which is also Kim's birthday, which is Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 11 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, and is a reasonable hour in the evening in Europe. This is the same time we did our last Zoom call, but the last Zoom call was on Sunday. This one is on a Saturday, the 20th. And there's a Zoom call thread in Ravelry, and Valerie has put the link there. You can just go there and click, and it'll take you right to the call. And anyway, I just wanted to remind everybody to mark your calendar for February 20th and come and craft with us. That should be fun. Well, I'll be picking prizes for the first prize, which is the gorgeous Valentine's set from Arctic Crafts by Benta. On Valentine's Day. I will announce it here on Valentine's Day, and then which is on Sunday, and then that Monday or Tuesday I'll do a podcast and announce it there too. And I hope you are finding joy in your crafting. And yeah, that's how I made that decision to get rid of that silk. I wasn't enjoying ever. I'm only keeping one because I have so many books in that color. You got to figure out how to have joy in your crafting and make sure and I was reading the thread last night, and I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry. Somebody posted a picture of their sock, and they didn't like, it was like a pattern that the first time doing the pattern, they didn't like the pattern, they didn't like the heel, they didn't like anything about the sock. So what brought her joy was the decision she's not making her second sock. And I love that. You got to figure out what brings you joy. You got to figure out what brings you joy in your crafting. So whatever it is, I'm for it. I'm for it. So thank you all so much for joining me and for being part of my community. And letting me be part of your community. It is such an honor and a joy for me. That's the joy. That's the joy. And please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe and stay sane.